Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Accelerate your human capital transformation with SAP SuccessFactors. My name is Om Puran and I will be your moderator for today. I work with the marketing team here with Yash Technologies, and I'm excited to be hosting this series of webinars, and this episode is the first one for the entire series. Let me start with a brief introduction about Solsys Middle East. Headquartered in Dubai, Solsys Middle East is a division of and is one of the largest IT consulting services and system integration companies in the region. We are leading SAP service provider and a trusted partner of choice with a strong. I'm pleased to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Maysara El Hadidi. Maysara is a SAP SuccessFactors lead, and he has over 10 years of SAP HCM implementation experience. And he is going to share his thought on how enterprises are transforming their in today's context. We also have Mr. Sarath, who is our SuccessFactors practice head. So he would be here to take up any questions that would be put by all of you. Before I hand over it to Maysara, I would like to make few announcements about this webinar series. We are going to have total 3 series of webinars, and this one is the first. Today's webinar will be available on demand, and after the live session, it is accessible through the same link you are using right now. And last, if you have any questions for our speakers, please feel free to send it through the Ask the Question tab at the bottom of your player. And we'll be answering the questions at the end of the session. So, without any further ado, I would like to kick things off by welcoming Maysara El Hadidi. Over to you, Maysara.
So, thanks, Om. Hello, everyone. Om, my voice is clear?
Yes.
Perfect.
Very much.
So, hello, everyone. So, as Om said that we are going to discuss about how to accelerate your human capital management through SAP SuccessFactors. So, as you know that human capital field becomes more and more reliant on digital tools, and it cannot work now without kind of tools to help you, let's say for screening candidates, manage benefits, building your strategic workforce, or even forecasting your workforce by forecasting like opening a new department, opening a new branch, and perform the other tasks or normal tasks of HR. So it is your job now as HR leader or HR business partner to find a way to offer your user experience to your employee. So how to do this and how to retain your current employees and how to attract the talented people in the market. So today we are going to deep dive on those questions and how you get benefits of the HR tools.
Maysara, are you speaking? We are not able to hear you.
Hello?
Yes, Maysara, please go ahead. We kind of lost you for a second. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So little background about myself. I am SAP SuccessFactors lead who are heading the HCM competency in the Middle East, and I am responsible about delivering the SF projects in the Middle East. And basically, we help our customer to accelerate their HR transformations by adapting the best practices and get the most benefit of the systems. So why you need the HR digital transformations? So that you can create your workforce for the futures, you can have better employee experience for your employees, and you ensure that you are hiring the best candidate, and also increase the efficiency and agility to meet evolving business needs, so that if the business needs require opening a new branch or restructuring about organizations, so you have the tools to do this in a faster way and align your employees with your business strategy, and finally align employees with your business strategy. So today's agenda, we will have an introduction about SAP SuccessFactors, then we will go to a demo, then we will keep for some time for the questions. So before we deep dive, we need to identify what is the basic definition of human capital management. So the basic definition of HCM is to get people to run your business execution. There are two sides of human admissions, all about fulfilling people contract, paying people on time, attendance, and a way of human capital management. But the most important part of human capital management is the strategic HR, which is all about getting the right people on the right place, doing the right things on the right way, while you're giving them the right development for what you want from them to do in the future. So this is introduce us to the 4R terminologies. So when I'm saying right people, I am not talking about a traditional way of or applicant tracking system. I'm talking about the next generation of recruitment, which is how to market with the candidate, how to socialize with the candidate. So today, it's not only posting your job and wait for the candidate to apply, how to approach the best candidates, and 60 or 70% of the right people which you need to hire is the people who are satisfying with their current job and they are not looking for a change. So once he is hired, how to set the expectation from him and how to set a clear tasks for him so that he knows what exactly he is doing in the organization. And to ensure that he is doing the right things on the right way, it is very important that you get a feedback. And again, when I'm talking about performance management, I'm not talking about the annual traditional way of performance management. I'm talking about the next generation, which is a continuous performance management, which is a daily tasks and the continuous contributions of the employee and the continuous coaching from the manager to the employee. So after doing this cycle, you will be able to identify the weaknesses and the strengths of your employees. And through right development, you can utilize those things to improve it. So let's say I find one employee, or he is a normal employee and he has a leadership skills. So this leadership skills, I can utilize it in a succession planning. I can assign him as a future leader so that he can hold my entire department in the future. And if he has weaknesses, I can use the development and I can use also the learning management system to improve his skills, and we can get off these weaknesses. So it is very important when you are building the pyramids that you are building all sides of human capital management. So some people said I have a tool so that I can hire only the right people, but without proper development, let's say you hire the best employee today, after 3-4 years without proper development, he will not be best anymore. So it is very important that you are build all the sides of human capital management together so that you can come up with the entire workforce and it's aligned with your business strategy. So these are the pain points which HR leaders and normal HR business partners faced when it comes to integrated talent management. So mainly the manual process and the spreadsheet of managing talents. So you will have one sheet which has the performance history, and you will have another sheet which has the talent history, and another one which has the key positions. So to come up with one sheet or one report to manage all this so that you can take it up with your top management, it will be a very headache task. And also the poor engagement of the employee. So employee doesn't have a tool to express his feelings or express his achievements, and it could be transparent also with the managers. So that is not there, which will lead to poor productivity and also less retention. And this also leading to an effective employee and manager, because we are talking about continuous feedback and continuous coaching from the manager to the employee. So if there is no tool and the dialogue between them, you will not be able to have a constructive feedback and a constructive continuous between the employee and the manager. And finally, this will lead a difficult decision in identifying the key talent. Who are the top people? Who are the people that I need to invest in? So how you decide those, and you don't have a tool to help you to identify the people that you need to invest in and the people that will be part of your compensation and reports. So SuccessFactors can help you to achieve this. So SuccessFactors has depth of solutions in all aspects of human capital management. And it is from hiring to rehiring. So when I'm talking about recruiting, all the data goes from recruiting to onboarding, and it's fully integrated with the Employee Center, which is your core master data. So all the information in performance management will be integrated with your learning management system. So you can see the skills and the lack of competences which is needed so that he can take courses, online courses, or classroom training. And that all will be flowing to development, career development. So you can see all the objectives and the development. Those developments are linked to your courses and learning. And finally, the top management can see the overall strategic workforce planning so that they can see how many positions they need to fill, how can they are expanding, and they can have simulations like how if we are reducing this department, if we are increasing this department, the cost, and so on. So these entire solutions, which is very integrated, yeah, you can find the same features in different tools, but the beauty of SuccessFactors is the integrated solutions, which all the module talks to each other in one platform, in one screen. You can find all the information you need. And on top of that, you will have the SAP Cloud Analytics, which will help you with the different dashboards and the different storyboards, which tells you the numbers which you need to focus on and when you need to take a decision. So as we already know that HR transformation journey becomes a must. So now we are talking about which is mobile and tablet enabled. So now the manager can do evaluation in his mobile, lives in his mobile, and everyone can use the technology to interact with the HR department. So the idea is the user experiences and the intuitive screen which SuccessFactors has. So it is like a LinkedIn or Facebook. No one teaches us how to use LinkedIn to create your profile, right? So the same thing here in SuccessFactors. It is very simple and intuitive screen and the guided process which will help the employee to love his work and to love using the system. And it is mobile enabled. I'm not talking about only some features. It's the like entire features of SuccessFactors. It can be done through your mobile, and it is supporting different platforms. It is not only mobile. It is supporting all iOS and tablets and whatever. Yeah. So the idea is to simplify your HR process. So the concept of simplifying and reducing the effort for the HR department that they are investing in a manual work or paperwork will be eliminated by having the system. So let's say I'm applying for leave requests, so I have to print applications, I have to fill it, I have to sign it from my manager, then I have to submit it to the HR, then sometime I have to follow up whether it's approved or not, because they have to do a sanity check on the request whether I have available balance or not. But today, it is not like that. I just submit the request and it's sent only if it has a sanity checks. So I have a balance and it is part of my work schedule and so on. So when it goes to my manager, it is already validated and it is the decision of manager to approve or reject. Even HR is not involved to approve or reject, so because everything is automated and a notification will be sent, a report can be generated. So this is reduces and increase the efficiency of the HR to focus more in the strategic part and on building your workforce. So your journey to cloud will have the user experience. So when I'm talking about learning management system, this is the main screen which you can have it as a manager to see how your staff is getting courses and whether any mandatory courses are overdue. And this is how the planner of the compensation planner can see how much he needs to invest and how budget he can do. And this is the objectives and how it's aligned from top management to blue. So all people are working against one objectives and it is cascading through different departments and the different employees. And again, this is how can the manager track their objectives, whether it's on track, whether it's behind, so that he can set a daily meeting or weekly meetings with the staff to follow up on those objectives so that they can achieve the strategic objective for the whole organization. And this is how succession works and how you can see the successor for each positions. And this is how the dashboards is, you can get it by the end of the day, the different numbers, different graphs in one page so that it will be easy for you to take decisions in the human capital management. Yeah. Okay. So the additional features in SAP SuccessFactors that it is cloud, so no hardware and there is a time to value. So once you subscribe, you will get the system and you can start testing. And we are not, when we implement SAP starting from zero, we are starting from the SAP best practice and the common practice. So based on the last 20 years experience of SAP, they come up with solutions which you can utilize it and use it and in your system. So you can, if you can adapt those solutions, it will help you to adapt to those solutions, so it will accelerate your implementation journey. So within 3 months or 4 months, you can have your system up and running, and everyone will be onboarded in the system. So this is our solutions on top of SAP best practice. So based on our experience, we have come up also with the SuccessFactor 1, which is a solution. If the customer wants to go with that solution, it helps him less than the time which you can imagine to have the system up and running, and you can use the system and get a faster return of investment. So now I'm going to the system and I'm going to show you a couple of features which we have it, and you can see how much the screen is intuitive and it is very easy. It is just a link and use your system. You can access anywhere, whenever you want, and it is help you also to finish your task on time. So this is SAP SuccessFactor, okay, and I'm going now to log in as a manager. So as you can see, this is the home page of the manager screen, and it depends on my rules what features I can access in the system. And in the first sections is my to-do list, like any actions I have to take, any approval I need to approve, leave request, performance evaluation, or any requisitions to be approved. I will get this all information in the first. And since I am manager, I will be having this section which helps me to manage my team and direct reports. So once I click here, I can see my direct reports in my left-hand side. I can see what activities they are doing currently, which is the continuous performance management. I can see their achievement, I can see their daily activities, and I can see also all the overdue, which the actions my staff needs to do, whether there is a mandatory training they haven't taken it yet, so that I can nudge them and I can follow up with them. So from this button, I can see that I can take actions. So from my home page, in one click, I can access my direct reports, and in another click, I can take actions. Let's say I want to give someone of my staff bonus, for instance. So I just write, I need to give bonus for my employee. And once I save this, it goes for approval cycle. So that is the things of the part of the automations that manager request. It goes for my manager or second line manager, then it goes to HR operations to process the request. Okay, so with the one click button, I was able to submit the request. Okay, moreover, I can also request for promotion, transfer, terminations, deductions. So all things I can manage it from my home page. So if I would like to view more details about my employee, I just click in Go to Profile. So a system will open the entire profile of the employee. So I can see the entire information, whether it's personal information, work permit information, contact information, address details. If I click here in employment information, I can see his position information, what is his title, what is his company department, and what is his job title, and so on. So I can manage his entire information. And also when I click compensation, I can see the compensation part of the employee, how much his salary and what much he is getting, and so on. So if I go to the talent profile, so I can see the risk of loss and the impact of loss of this staff. I can see how much performance and potential matrix, which grade he are in, and how the skills, and based on the last assessments, whether he is meeting the skills required based on his job, or he is less and he needs to be improved. So here I can track the skills, and I can also push him for a learning or development based on that. I can see his performance history. I can see the entire information about the staff, and whether he is whether he is successful for any positions. I can nominate him from here as well. Okay, so and I can see also the work experience and background experience and all the stuff. So from the home page only, I can see the entire information about my direct reports. And if I would like to jump to the org structure to see how this stuff is available in the org structure, so I can see this is his organizational structure. I can go one level up to see his manager. I can go one more level up to the. Okay, so as you can see, it is very clear, so that I can just print it and go and discuss it with management if any restructuring is required. Okay, so here's the structure, and the second structure I have here is the budget. So this structure shows how much positions I have based on the head count. Okay, so I can see that I have a couple of vacant positions here. So if, let's say, I would like to raise a requisition, so those are already budgeted positions. So I just click here. From here, I can create job requisition. So once I click this button, it goes to the recruiter so that he can finalize the request and post it, and then he can start sourcing for different candidates. So the beauty of using these kind of features that you are integrating recruitment with your position management or with your headcount. Okay, so as you can see, all the information comes by default. Okay, even not only the information, also the job profile and the job descriptions comes part of the position. So no need every time to copy and paste the description before I post it to the career site. So since it's linked and it is already maintained in the level of the positions, everything in one page and everything comes by default. Yeah, so that is how can I send the request to the recruiter to source. Okay, so if I go back to the home page, okay, I can see that I have a performance review. So if I go to my performance inbox, where I can see all my performance form, appraisal form. So as you can see, this is my performance appraisal, and I can see different sections here. So first we are, as you know, that we are appraising the people based on their goals and objectives and based on their competences as well. Okay, so I can see the rating from the employee in this side, and I can do a manager rating in this side. And system here shows the gap. So whether it is less or more, system shows how the gap between the self-assessment and manager assessment, the department or to the third line manager, so he can evaluate this gap, how much. And the competencies is very in SAP SuccessFactors and a implementations. So let's say this is one of the competencies, and I can see the intuit and the full descriptions of these competencies and the levels, different level, and I can see how can I evaluate. So it helps me how to evaluate this candidate, this stuff in his performance appraisal. So I just place quote. So like this, I am giving a comment for the employee to improve, or just I say that he is outstanding. So this is how the performance is evaluated, and I can see the status of each also of the development goals. So no need to rate, I just see the status, whether it's on track or not started, or he is completed all the objectives for him. Okay, so then I will go now to succession to show you how the succession org chart shows the different versions and the different versions, how you want to see your organization in the future. So as you can see, this is another way of the structures we have it in the system. So I can see each manager and I can see who are successor for these positions. And just I can click like this to see how much the people, I can do a comparison between different successors based on their evaluations, performance, and history, and also based on their work experience, performance, and potential and the formal education. So by this comparison, I can decide who is really the one for these future positions, and this will help me also to plan my promotions and plan my backup plan for each critical role I have in the organization. Okay, it is clicking and add successor. Okay, the sum of the this position shows who are ready for this position. And we are having here the 9-box matrix. So I can see the people distributions based on each box. and how the performance versus potentials are the top talented people I have. So I can use those people in my succession planning. I can build them different. I can start using them in my succession planning as a future leader. So I will start with the people who have a high performance and also have a high potential. So also I'm going to plan my compensations. So part of the cycle we have in compensation management that the annual increase or the bonus cycle or whatever cycles you have, this can be easily managed in compensation management. So as you can see, these are my staff, their annual salary increase and equity. So I can see the entire information, their current pay and how comp ratio are differentiated for them and their current salary and the scale. So you can see the entire information in one page. Okay, how much the system is suggesting, how also the current employee are different from the market. So all these are available in the system and you can have it on approval way. Once it's approved, the data will be integrated fully with your core master data and it will be also integrated with your payroll system. So part of the continuous performance management and the continuous coaching, this is one of the greatest features we have is it doesn't make sense that we are building this whole system to get only one feedback per year. Okay, so this is a tool where it helps the employee and manager to have a transparency and discussions on what the manager needs from him. See, the staff can tell his achievements. So he can say that these are the activities which I am doing currently. And so I can link this activity with one of my goals. Once I complete this, as you can see, so it's not only one feedback per year. So it will be a feedback from the peers, a feedback from direct reports, a feedback from the managers. So everyone can give me feedback so that I can strengthen my idea, and finally I can request this to be completed as achievements, and all those achievements will come by default in your appraisal by the end of the year. So by the end of the year, once you open the appraisal form, you will find all the achievements and all the feedbacks from different peers and from different direct reports are coming in the appraisal form. So no need even to remember what you have done throughout the year if you are using this tool in a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. And the manager also can give a feedback and they can provide a coaching. So how one thing that I did well and something that I need to improve. So as we said, we are looking for a constructive feedback and between the employee and the managers. And by the end of the day, HR people can just generate and they can see the